I know this is different than what we're used to because most of the time I'm doing either a makeup time or Sam After Dark or documentary style Sam After Dark. But I have like uploaded every single day this whole since the beginning of this October, right? And I hope you like that coffee montage. In the beginning I was trying to think of something creative to do, but I need the coffee, okay? It's probably afternoon time by the time this video will reach you, but anyways, it's okay. So I've been uploading every single day, and on top of, you know, getting those stories together, typing it up, what I'm gonna say, and then recording it, and then finding the content to put in these videos, and then the Sam After Dark. That's not really too hard because I just pull up paranormal stories on my phone or my laptop and I just read it to you. But I've been doing that. And then the Let's Talk Pretty Paranormal is like makeup. I typically don't wear makeup that much, so I don't want to do like makeup every single day because one, that uses your makeup a lot, two, your skin don't get a break, and three, it's exhausting. It's just exhausting. So I said it's Sunday, I kind of want to do more of a laid back video, and because I've got a lot of stuff I'm trying to do with my film class. I just had to take a film that our professor gave us, and it's one never seen before. It's not a popular film. I think it's one that just goes to the film festivals and stuff. You will hear my kids in the background. Like I said, it's more of a laid back thing. But it's one of the films that goes to film festivals and stuff like that. But he gave us this film and I had to edit it. It was like a 45-minute film. I had to edit it down to 5 minutes, and also keeping the continuation, the smooth transition, to make the story still make sense while cutting it down to 5 minutes. From a 45-minute film to 5 minutes. And that was stressful. And then on top of that, I had to do color correction to the film because the film did not have any kind of color to it. It was really blah. So I had to go in and do color correction. And anyways, there's a lot. And so I still got a little bit more to do with that for today and other assignments that are due with that. So yeah, I kind of was just like, Sunday's gonna be a laid back day. Sunday's just gonna be like, I'll do something a little different. I'll wake up, I'll do coffee, I'll do whatever, you know. But I was sitting on my laptop and I was just researching a lot of stuff, and I was thinking, like, I don't think I've ever told starting from the beginning, the basics of paranormal, to the first ghost sighting, to something like that. And I come across this website and I was reading this. It's actually on the History Channel's website, so it's not hard to find. And I was just reading this, and it's really cool. I know most of us know what ghosts are, but I thought I would just read this article because why not? So it's really about the history of ghost stories is what this article is called. So, one second, one more sip of coffee. I need it so bad. So this is called The History of Ghost Stories. And I'll just start reading it and just jump into it. So it says, Since ancient times, ghost stories, tales of spirits who return from the dead to haunt the places they left behind, have figured prominently in the folklore of many cultures around the world. A rich subset of these tales involve historical figures ranging from queens and politicians to writers and gangsters, many of whom died early, violent, or mysterious deaths. What is a ghost? We all know what a ghost is. It's a person that's not alive anymore and coming back to do whatever they do. There's so many different versions of paranormal activity. There's residual energy, and we all know, like the hauntings, the poltergeists, the demonics, the residuals. Shall I go on? Like, there's so many. But this simplifies and says, what is a ghost? The concept of a ghost, also known as a specter, is based on the ancient idea that a person's spirit exists separately from his or her body and may continue to exist after that person dies. Because of this idea, many societies began to use funeral rituals as a way of ensuring that the dead person's spirit would not return to haunt the living. That's interesting. So that's how the funeral got started. Us bury, which you obviously have to bury somebody that's died or burn them. But as I guess the funeral of, like, the funeral march, like having everyone come, flowers, everyone, you know, sharing their emotions with each other about the person, and then put them in the casket, and then taking them, you know, driving to this, like, the whole thing, right? And some are more elaborate than others, as we know. But that's interesting. That's really interesting. It says, did you know the notorious mobster Al Capone has reportedly appeared to disrespectful visitors at his funeral plot in an Illinois cemetery? Spectral banjo music has supposedly been heard coming from inside Capone's old cell at Alcatraz, where he was one of the first inmates of Alcatraz. So that's interesting. Actually, I want to go to Alcatraz, so I wish, like, my mom and stepdad and stepbrother went one year to San Francisco, and they had rode a ferry out in the water. I didn't get to go. I didn't get to go because my little brother was being born with my dad. My little brother was being born, and I wanted to see it. But they went, they took pictures, and oh my gosh, I've got to go one day and see that, because that's gonna be cool. I want to do the tour too. So if any of you have been to Alcatraz and done the tour, or just been to Alcatraz, let me know in the comments, because I'd be interested to know what your experience was. Anyways, it says places that are haunted are usually believed to be associated with some occurrence or emotion in the ghost's past. They are often a former home or the place where he or she died. Aside from actual ghostly apparitions, traditional signs of haunting range from strange noises, lights, odors, or breezes to the displacement of objects, bells that ring spontaneously, or musical instruments that seem to play on their own. And on top of that, with the person having their own feelings, like the ringing in the ears, your front part of your sinuses. I heard that if you get a sudden onset of a headache, that's an indication. There's so many indications. Of course, scratches that we don't need. That's not good. I have had that happen, and it's not. It's not fun. So here we are at this part of the article. We are at the early ghost sightings. So the earliest ghost sighting was in the 1st century AD. The great Roman author and statesman Pliny The younger recorded one of the first notable ghost stories in his letters, which became famous for their vivid account of life during the heyday of the Roman Empire. Pliny reported that the specter of an old man with a long beard, rattling chains, was haunting his house in Athens. The Greek writer Lucian and Pliny's fellow Roman Plautus also wrote memorable ghost stories. So that's interesting. Which, I mean, I'm sure there's got to be more accounts even before that just wasn't recorded or wrote down. I mean, I'm sure there's been bukus of incidences, especially during that time, I can imagine. But then it says, centuries later, in 856 AD, the first poltergeist, a ghost that causes physical disturbances such as loud noises or objects falling or being thrown around, was reported at a farmhouse in Germany. The poltergeist tormented the family living there by throwing stones and starting fires, among other things. That's interesting. So I may try to find that. If there's something online about that, more in depth about that, then I'll try to find it and try to do something about it, or something on it. I can't do anything about it now. Do something on it as far as like a video or documentary. And then it says 3 famous historical ghosts. One of the most frequently reported ghost sightings in England dates back to the 16th century. Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry, whatever, the 8th, I think, and mother of Queen Elizabeth I, was executed at the Tower of London in May 1536 after being accused of witchcraft, treason, incest, and adultery. Sightings of Boleyn's ghost story have been reported at the Tower as well as in various other locations, including her childhood home in Hever Castle in Kent. Well, I'm a big fan of Victorian era stories like that, or like all of the famous stories, Anne Boleyn, like all of that crap. I love Victorian era. I don't know why. But I could just watch one thing after another when it comes to like Victorian era things. It's just, it intrigues me a lot, and I've just always been, I don't know, really connected to it. But one second, I think my child needs me. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I think he's settled, but I don't know. He's 2, so we'll see. Also my 8-year-old is playing Fortnite, so if you hear the yelling like, go, let's go, let's go, like, there you go. If you have kids, you know. So anyways, so that was the earliest sightings of, and I'm assuming that is in England, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I was saying that I was interested in the Victorian era. I would love to go over there and see some of those castles too. And if you've been over there, you've been to a castle, you've had experiences, put that in the comments. I would love to know. And then the next part of it says, America's own rich tradition of historical ghosts begins with one of its most illustrious founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin. Beginning in the late 19th century, Franklin's ghost was seen near the library of the American Philosophical please don't make me pronounce something this early Society in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Some reports held that the statue of Franklin in front of the society comes to life and dances in the streets. What? If I seen a statue dancing, okay. Well, that's, no. If I seen a statue dancing in the street, I'm out. I'd be like, no. Then it says, though many ghost sightings have been reported at the White House in Washington, D.C., over the years, perhaps no political figure has made so frequent an appearance in the afterlife as Abraham Lincoln, the nation's 16th president, who was killed by an assassin's bullet in April 1865. Lincoln, formerly a lawyer and congressman from Illinois, is said to have been seen wandering near the old Springfield Capitol building, as well as his nearby law offices. So Lincoln does not want to be forgotten, needless to say. I guess. I don't know. It says at the White House, everyone from first ladies to queens to prime ministers have reported seeing the ghost or feeling the presence of Honest Abe, particularly during the administration of Franklin D. Roosevelt, another president who guided the country through a time of great upheaval and war. So there you go. So if you've ever been to the White House and you've ever seen a ghost, then let me know in the comments. Now, haunted places. Some locations simply seem to lend themselves to hauntings, perhaps due to the dramatic or grisly events that occurred there in the past. Over the centuries, sightings of spectral armies have been reported on famous battlefields around the world, including important battle sites from the English Civil War in the 17th century, the bloody Civil War battlefield of Gettysburg, and the World War I sites of, oh my god, I don't want to pronounce, Gallipoli near Turkey, and the Somme, northern France. So if I butcher those, I'm so sorry. I know it's too early for this. Another particularly active center for paranormal activity is the HMS Queen Mary, a cruise ship built in 1936 for the Cunard White Star Line. After serving in the British Royal Navy in World War II, the 81,000-ton ship retired in Long Beach, California in 1967. The plan was to turn it into a floating luxury hotel and resort. Since then, the Queen Mary has become notorious for its spectral presences, with more than 50 ghosts reported over the years. The ship's last chief engineer, John Smith, reported hearing unexplained sounds and voices from the area near the ship's bow. In almost the same location as a doomed British aircraft cruiser, the Korkoa had pierced a hole when it sank after an accidental wartime crash that killed more than 300 sailors on board. Smith also claimed to have encountered the ghost of Winston Churchill, or at least his spectral cigar smoke, in the Prime Minister's old stateroom aboard the ship. Many visitors to the Queen Mary have reported seeing a phantom crew member in blue overalls walking the decks. Around the ship's swimming pool, reports have been made of mysterious splashes and ghostly women in old-fashioned bathing suits or dresses, with trails of wet footsteps appearing long after the pool had been drained. So, just to stop right there, I've been to the Queen Mary, and we actually stayed. My stepdad had reserved us a room there. We had went to California because they live in Vegas. We drove to California. We went to see Disneyland, and we went to see Universal Studios. And he wanted to surprise me because he knows I love haunted stuff. And he got us a room at the Queen Mary, and I was like, I didn't know what to think. I was so excited. I was just like, just fluttering with excitement. We went, and he actually got us a room on the most haunted floor, the third. And I was expecting it. I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. Like, I'm gonna be staying on this Queen Mary, and something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be so like something. And he booked me and my stepbrother to take the ghost tour that they offered. And that was so much fun. Now, I'm just going to say this. My stepbrother is a bit of a comedic person. And he doesn't really like, he's not bothered with the paranormal. He's like, oh my god, you know, it's fake. And we took the tour. I don't think he liked the boiler room too much, so he can say what he wants, but I don't think he liked it. I don't think he liked it. But we went to the showers, the pool, and we went into the stalls, like the changing areas and the stalls. And the tour guide was telling us, you know, there's a supposed vortex, and she had us stick our hands out in the middle where the vortex was supposed to be, kind of see what we felt. Some people would feel things and, you know, share their experiences. I personally didn't feel anything. I just felt, looking back, I didn't really, I think I was just so overwhelmed with, like, I can't believe I'm here, I can't believe I'm doing this type thing, that I really didn't have much of emotion. I did feel a bit of sadness through some of the places, and a bit of longing, like just wanting to stay, not leave. I felt that, but I thought that was just me, which it could have still just been me not wanting to leave. But it was really strong. Like, I actually felt sad the day I was like, oh god, you know, it was awful. But we were in the stalls, and oh my gosh, she was telling us about, I think it was Jessica, the girl that supposedly had died in the Queen Mary in the pool. I think she drowned. And Omar has actually done like a investigation on the Queen Mary. You should check out his stuff. Omar, Colin, Chris, and James, all of them have done stuff on the Queen Mary, so you should definitely check out their videos about the Queen Mary. Yeah, we were in there. She was telling us about Jessica, and she turned the lights out, okay, and we were all in our own individual stalls, and we were just in there, and she was talking with no lights on. It was just pitch black, and my stepbrother says, well, hello Jessica, you're looking mighty pale today. And I was like, no, you did not just do that. I was like, you did not just do that, because this tour, it of course is like, people pay to take the tour because either they're really into the paranormal, or they're interested in the paranormal, or whatever, or just wanted to do the tour. And I was like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe it. It's funny. It was funny because it was so quiet, and everybody was just like in the zone of wanting to feel or see something. And he was like, oh hey Jessica, you're looking like pale today. I'm so sorry. So I was like, this dude. So he just tried to crack jokes throughout the remainder of the tour, not loudly, just to me. And I was like, oh my god, just stop, you know, just stop. But I loved it. I loved it. I didn't have any experiences. I didn't see anything. We did tour the ship. Like, we walked around the ship and looked at everything. I did actually. We went into the ballroom and I was taking pictures. And this was with one of those, not with a phone, okay. I had a Canon, like just one of the little Canon cameras. That's what I was using. I think all I had at that time was, I think this was in 2007. I want to say 2007 is when we went. Well, anyways, I had a flip phone, and I was like, you know, and that was crappy. So I was, at the time, I used the Canon camera, and me and my mom was taking pictures. She had her camera, and I did pick up this weird light. It was so weird because it was dark in the ballroom. There was other people with us, and I showed them the picture, and they was like, wow, like that is like, what is that? Like, we couldn't figure it out. And anyways, I will share that picture. If I find it, I'll insert it and show you. I have to pull it out. It's an actual photograph though, like that's been printed out and all of that. So I'll have to show you. One second. Okay, he needed something to drink. So, anyways, so yeah, we I took the pictures and they were like, oh my god, what is that? So if I'll get it out and I'll insert it so you can see what I caught, and then you can give me your opinion. Which I will say, I actually have already done a video about my experiences on the Queen Mary. It's a little ways down because it was like, oh gosh, it had been a few years back that I've done that video, because I was sharing, when I first started my channel, I didn't know what exactly I was doing. I was just like, okay, I like ghosts. Okay, I like makeup, but I really wasn't doing makeup at that time in the videos. I was wearing makeup, but I wasn't doing makeup. And I was just sharing paranormal experiences that I've had, and I did share my Queen Mary experience. So you can go back and watch that if you want to and get a little bit more of more in depth. But if I find that picture, I will insert it, which I probably already have, so you've probably already seen it. And if you have to pause the video and just look at it and then you tell me what you think it is, it's so weird. It's the weirdest photo ever. To me it is. I've never took a photo like that. So yeah, check that out and see what you think. So that was my experience on the Queen Mary. We had breakfast. It was such a wonderful time. Like, I wish I could just go back and I want to go back to the Queen Mary. I don't know if they've opened it back up. I know the city bought it, so we'll see. But anyways, now here's the end of the article. Among major cities, New York is especially rich with ghost stories. The spirit of Peter Stuyvesant, the city's last Dutch colonial governor, has been seen stomping around the East Village on his wooden leg since shortly after his death in 1672. The author Mark Twain is believed to haunt the stairwell of his one-time village apartment building, while the ghost of poet Dylan Thomas is said to sometimes occupy his usual corner table at the West Village White Horse Tavern, where he drank a fatal 18 shots of scotch in 1953. Okay. Oh my gosh. Don't drink 18 shots of scotch, I guess. Perhaps the most famous New York ghost is that of Aaron Burr, who served as vice president under Thomas Jefferson, but is best known for killing Alexander Hamilton in a duel in 1804. Burr's ghost is said to roam the streets of his old neighborhood, also the West Village. Burr's spectral activity is focused particularly in one restaurant, one if by land, two if by sea, which is located in a Barrow Street building that was once Burr's carriage house. So if you've been to New York, or if you live in New York or whatever, and you've been to these places, let me know. If you've been to that restaurant, let me know. So I would love to hear any kind of experiences you've had. But that's the end of that article. I just thought I would share it. I mean, it was something interesting. It was a conversation kind of piece, because I've been to the Queen Mary, and when I saw that, I was like, oh yes, I gotta talk about this. So I know this video is a little different. Hang on a minute. Okay, I think that's the last time I'm gonna have to do that. See, mom life. That's my day all the time. I don't even know how I've been pumping these videos out every single day. I don't know. A miracle, I guess. I mean, oh my gosh. And most of the time, I do my filming when he's napping. So, and then my other two are like at school, so, but everybody's here today, so. Pray for me. But as I was saying, I know this video is a little different, but I just wanted to do something kind of more low-key because I'm kind of like tired, to be honest. And I'm gonna get some more stuff together to do, to post. But I think if we keep going like this, it's October 9th. If I keep going, I think I'm gonna accomplish the 31 days of Halloween of October, of posting every single day in October. I cannot believe that I've made it this. I mean, I know it's just 9 days, that's like nothing, but I've never done anything like this before. So you have to think, I've just been kind of like on and off YouTube, like just uploading when I could, and I haven't had the best editing software for a while. It was, oh my god, it was so miserable. And then my computer was like, take a ball bat to that thing. So now that I've gotten my new laptop and then my editing software, I feel like I just have, there's no restraints anymore, if that makes sense. I got more freedom. And my film classes is teaching me so many things, like just learning so much, and then going on YouTube and learning how Final Cut Pro is just, it is so cool, and you can just do so many things with it. So I'm just interested to see what all I grow and do over time. But for all of you that has stuck around and watched the videos, I appreciate it. I might do a few of these sit down, drink coffee, cut type videos throughout October, but it won't be a lot, because I just want to put out a lot more things than just sit down and let's have coffee and talk about ghosts, you know, type thing. So, but anyways, I guess that's the end of this video. Just stay tuned. I will have, I know, like, when I've uploaded a video in the description box, the description box, I always put Sam After Dark merch coming soon. It is. I know I'm not like a huge channel right now, so merch is probably not even relevant, but I just thought, I mean, it's fun to do. I just like being creative and just do things. So even if it's not, even if it's just the littlest of things and it's just not like top-notch quality, I'm getting there, and that's all that matters. And I just want to stay creating all the time. It's just like, it's like an itch that won't stop. if that makes sense. Like, I just constantly want to do something. So anyways, I will see you guys this week. I hope you have a happy Sunday. Relax, chill. I hope you've relaxed through this video, if you've made it this far with me babbling, and with the background noises, thank you for your patience. It's much appreciated. And yeah, so I guess until next time, stay sweet, hit that like, comment down below for sure, and if you're new, if you happen to be new, hit the subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. And yeah, so stay sweet. Bye.